Alright, hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another Princess Connect Redive video. And today we're taking a look at the brand new 3-star MIFUYU. I have gotten her to 3 stars. I did it a while ago, but I'm just now getting around to uploading the video. I got distracted from other games. They had the Genshin Impact 2.0 update came out. I've been playing that a lot. And the new Konosuba game just had a soft launch, and I've been playing that as well. But no, we're finally here, so we're going to take a look at the MIFUYU. She is a very good damage dealer. She's going to be a midline damage dealer, so let's go ahead and take a look at her skills as well as her stats. So as you can see, I do have her at rank 9.5 with no middle right equipped. I believe this is the best for clan battle because this obviously gives you dodge and HP recovery, which we don't want. So we're going to avoid the angel boots, and I gave her everything else. Of course, is physical attack buffs, TP regeneration buff, and the crit rate from the elemental heart. So this is pretty much her at 3 stars. This is what I'm assuming most people will be able to get the MIFUYU to at, like, around here. 3 stars, I think, is very, very acceptable to get your MIFUYU to without having to Divine Amulet her. It's going to be hard for you to get her to 4 stars unless you get severely lucky with your drops and you're constantly getting the MIFUYU. Then at that point, yeah, then you'll be able to probably get her up to 4 stars. But I think pretty much most free-to-play players, or I'm positive most players, will be able to get this girl to 3 stars. So I just want to showcase her on how good she will be at that 3-star level. So keep in mind, this is going to be her stats here. She does have pretty good defenses, 198 physical defense and 121 magical defense. As a 3-star, that is genuinely very impressive. These defenses are like lower tank level defense. Her magic defense isn't too great. Her physical defense is really, really good though. HP is okay. And I think everything else is fine. What is her power? So her power is 10.7 thousand. Let's compare that to another 3-star character. Let's go ahead and just grab a random 3-star. Let's compare it to my Orisa. Where's my Orisa at? All right, so here's my Orisa, who's 10.3 right now. And my Orisa has 10,660, obviously with superior magical defense, but she's a backline character, so she doesn't really have to worry about that physical for the most part. Orisa has a little bit less power, but I just think that is because she is on the higher rank right now. So I think when Orisa is like rank 10.4, it'll be better than the MIFUYU at 9.5. But yeah, so her stat line is looking pretty good. So overall, just looking at her power, well, there's a stat line at level 105 with bot level 8, of course. She's looking pretty good already. That's even before we take a look at her skills. Now here are her skills. So she's going to be kind of a damage dealer / support character. So what I mean by that is, so Union Burst is going to be doing a pretty good amount of damage, as well as boosting your allies' physical attack by 732. Just an overall pretty good Union Burst. It does pretty good damage. It hits as hard. For me, it hits as hard just as much as my Makoto's does. My Makoto is 5 stars, so keep that in mind. And it does hit, like, yeah, it feels like it's hitting just as hard as the Makoto Union Burst. So it has pretty much the same damage as you would expect from Makoto's Union Burst. At 5 stars, I'm pretty sure they're pretty much the same, but at 3 stars, it's a little bit lighter. So that Union Burst is pretty good. Once again, boosting your physical attack for all of your allies is going to be super useful on a clan battle team. One of her skills is going to do physical damage to an enemy in front, and then does additional damage to enemies around the target. It's going to do 5.8 thousand to an enemy in front, and then 1.3 thousand around the enemy in range. It doesn't do much damage, but it's still an AoE, so it's still useful. It's not the best skill in the world, though. But this is what makes her really good. She boosts her own physical attack by 1590, and then she boosts her physical crit rate by 100. So she definitely can dish out a lot. You're going to be seeing her crit quite often. So her crits are going to be hitting pretty hard, and she's going to be critting quite often because of this buff. And then obviously this EX skill would just boost her physical attack. So overall, she's pretty good. I would say she's a little underrated because most people are not talking about her too much. But she does have, if you look at her from an aesthetic point of view, she does have one of the nicest home screens in the game, I think, in my opinion. I mean, this just looks gorgeous. So now that we took a look at her kit and told you what she does, we're going to go ahead and take her into some PvE content because I think that's where she will excel at the most. So we'll try normal quests. We'll hop into there first. Maybe a few hard stages. Maybe the dungeon as well. We'll try that as well. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. All right, so this is the team we're going to be fighting against the final stage on the Area 14 of normal mode. I'm going to be bringing a team. Basically, I'm going to have MIFUYU act as basically our DPS. Makoto for defensive lowering as well as her doing damage. I have Yukari here just for single target healing because I feel like it's going to come in very, very clutch when we have to heal up. And also for the magic negation because there's going to be some magical clouds that we have to defend from. And of course, Yui is pretty good. AoE healing, physical defense buff to stop us from taking too much damage from that big boss. So I think we should be pretty much good for the most part. But I'm very excited to see what she does. So there is her hunting mode, which is going to basically give her crit rate buff. As you can see, she's just shooting out crits left and right. Let's see. Can we get a crit here? There's no crit. All right, let's see how much she does. This is going to be with the defensive lower. 17k on no crit. That's not too bad. I think 17k is a pretty good amount of damage. Because if you compare that to Makoto's Universe, this is a 5-star Makoto, keep that in mind. And she's only doing 22k. So in terms of her being only 3 stars, I believe that is very impressive. So here we go. We get the defensive down. Let's get the double defensive down. And let's see how much she does here. 28k. So yeah, she's doing pretty good damage. I definitely think for a 3-star, I'm fairly impressed with how well she is performing. So let's go ahead and move on to the boss fight, and we're going to see how fast we can cut through this boss. Obviously, I think, you know, it's pretty obvious that characters like Orisa, Shiori are going to be much superior to her, especially since Orisa and Shiori are going to be backline characters. They're harder for you to get damage dealt to you, but obviously, you know, those are summonable characters, and this is a free character, so keep that in mind. Let's go ahead and get all of the attack buffs we currently can get. So he has the double defensive down. MIFUYU, 30k. Yeah. Pretty damn good, if you ask me, man. Pretty... that is pretty impressive. So far, she's doing fairly good damage. Let's go ahead and wait for the Heroic Howl once again. So here's Hard Slash, and I think we should be able to finish it with some MIFUYU. If she crits, he's dead. Okay, no crit, he lives, but that is completely fine. And he should go down here in like a second or so. But yeah, so Summer MIFUYU, man, she did pretty good there. As you can see, she did not crit on any of her Union Bursts, which is a little unfortunate. I did want to see her crit on her Union Burst. But yeah, look at her damage, 241,000. So she's obviously a solid option for a damage dealer. So yeah, there she is. Summer MIFUYU destroying the normal mode of 14-14. And we'll move on to some hard mode stages. All right, obviously I'm not going to take her into the 14-3 hard mode because this one is just ridiculous. So let's go ahead and fight the 14-1 story mode here. It's going to use the exact same team as before. And we should be pretty much good to go. I don't think we're going to have any struggles here. This is against the annoying bunny girls, so we should be all right. We get the Heroic Howl. Okay, perfect. Heroic Howl. We get that. Okay, no crit. Still 23k. Oh my God. So let's go ahead and see her. Let's put a Universe out from Makoto. So now he has multiple defensive down. And here goes Summer MIFUYU. 8.4k against a physical defender there. That is obviously fairly good. Let's go ahead and pop this to get the taunt on Nozomi to get it off of our Yui. And yeah, so right now, guys, I have no other words to say than I think she's fairly impressive and a pretty good option, especially for you new to free-to-play players out there that do not have any of the characters, like Orisa, for example. If you don't have Orisa, if you don't have, I don't know, Shiori, if you don't have a 5-star Shiori, I feel like Summer MIFUYU is a really, really good option. I mean, her crits on her normals obviously add up. That is going to be adding up to overall a ton of damage. So over time, man, yeah, she's looking pretty good. All right, so we're here against the final dungeon boss. This is the team that I'm going to be running against this boss. Now, once again, I'm not worried about trying to win. I just want to see how well her damage will fare against a Kyuri. So we're going to see, this is a 5-star DPS Kyuri here. We're going to have multiple defensive lowering because of June as well as Makoto. So let's see what she does. I'm pretty excited, honestly. All right, so there's one breathe. Just going to pop that. There's two. Let's pop this. All right. So we're going to get defensive lowering. She does 44k, and then she does 28k. So obviously, Kyuri is going to be hitting much, much harder because, one, she's Kyuri. So Kyuri is just overall much superior in terms of that aspect. Let's see if we can get one more in. All right, 23k. So she's, dude, yeah, she's really kicking ass right now, man. Okay, so we're going to lose our Makoto. That is completely fine. Let's go ahead and pop these. I just want to get one more. Okay, well, we couldn't get one more in. But, all right, let's see what the damage report says. Okay, so 214,000. So obviously, she's doing around Makoto's levels of damage. Considering she isn't a 5-star, and considering she's, you know, a free-to-play character, I'd say that's really, really impressive. So yeah, that is going to be Summer MIFUYU, and we'll go ahead and move on to the end of the video. Alright, so that was Summer MIFUYU at a 3-star level against some of the PvE content. Let me know what you guys think of this character down in the comment section down below. As I said, I do believe she is very good, considering she is completely free. And I think she's going to help out a lot of free-to-play players in clan battle. I feel like she's going to be super, super good in there. Combined with her physical attack buff to all allies, it's going to be boosting up your attack of your allies as well. Just an overall great character to have. I definitely think she's a little bit underrated because I don't hear people talk about her too much. But, I mean, from what you can see from the video, she does pretty well for herself. So yeah, thank you everyone for watching. Hope you guys all have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. Peace out, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.